Okay, here we have another swimming pool equipment installation review. Let's get started. So our intake manifold here, we've got a couple of single union ball valves into some street elbows, into a T, into a male adapter. Again, this is not a great setup for flow dynamics. The valves are a flow restriction, the street elbows are a big flow restriction, the T is a flow restriction, and a male adapter is a flow restriction. At the very least, you wanted to put a nice, 8 or 10 inch long piece of pipe right here, like in between here and here, just to give that that water a nice straight run before it heads into this pump here. It's an old easy flow pump with I think this is torsion reflex hose on here, the stuff that comes with it anyway. Nobody ever uses this stuff, but they did here, and this is why you don't use it. Like, look at that. You can see it's almost completely flat there. It's old and it should definitely be replaced. Most installers wouldn't use that. That's more something the homeowner would do. Here we have 1.5 inch PVC, flex PVC heading over to this heater, and as you can see, that is where is it there? Check valve. So that is a one-way valve, and I'm guessing that valve was installed because, as you'll see later, we've got a chlorinator here. However, this valve has been installed in the wrong spot. So to prevent the chlorine from tracking up into the heater, the valve should be in between the salt chlorinator and the heater outlet. And this valve is in between the filter and the heater inlet. In theory, it's going to stop the water from traveling backwards through the system, but the reality is that the chlorine being generated will still make its way through this pipe and float up here into this heater and will cause an early failure of this heater ultimately. So this is definitely something that's been done by a pool owner, not a service technician. I can tell by the nature of these glue joints. Obviously these look abysmal. That's not at all what it's supposed to look like. So this looks like a homeowner who was aware that there's an issue here, but they just weren't aware of what is the correct orientation of this valve in order to prevent this problem from happening. Further to that, on the outlet of this heater, it looks pretty bad here. This looks like some gray PVC glue that's been painted over top of some epoxy that's been added. This should all be replaced. I would definitely replace that if that were mine. Definitely don't want that to blow apart one day when you're out at work and come home to find that your entire pool has emptied onto the ground here. So yeah, that lack of check valve is an issue. I definitely don't like to see that. This is the Nature 2 and the Zodiac saltwater combination units. Pretty good right into the street elbows again. So there's quite a bit of flow restriction here in this system with the street elbows. There's no check valve there. This check valve's in the wrong spot, looks terrible. This pipe's been flattened and I would change that. Other than that, it looks okay. Once again, this heater has not been bonded, which is about the going rate. Nothing's ever bonded properly. So yeah, there's definitely quite a few things that I would change on this system if I owned it.